Hello everyone, in today's video we'll talk about the vasculature and the innervation of the tongue. So we'll talk about the different parts innervated by what nerves, what do they innervate, and the different parts of the tongue that as you can see. So first of all, let's start with labeling the basic anatomy of the tongue. So this is the root, this is the body, and this is the tip. So it's basic. So what you also need to know that the root of the tongue is also known as the posterior 1/3. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. And this is the anterior 2/3. 2/3. Okay, so here's the thing. For innervation, we have special and we have sensory. What does sensory mean? Sensory is the innervation that gives you pain, temperature, pressure, touch, anything of that sort. So if you touch your tongue right now and you feel something, that's because of the sensory innervation. If you drink something really hot like tea and it like stings, that's because of the sensory innervation as well. It's special sensory in this case is basically the thing that gives you the taste. So when you taste bitter, when you taste sweet, when you taste sour, etc. So let's start with the anterior. For special, we're gonna abbreviate it as SPE, is chorda tympani. I think you've heard about this before, chorda tympani. So chorda tympani is a branch of the 7th cranial nerve, which is, as you already know, is the facial. And it's the branch that comes from the middle ear and goes through the stylomastoid foramen. So that's everything you need to know about the chorda tympani, and it supplies the special sensation, which is the taste, for the anterior 2/3 of the tongue. The sensory innervation, we're gonna abbreviate it as sense, is given by the lingual nerve. Lingual nerve between two brackets V3. V3, if you already know what it is, then it will be easy, but it's basically the mandibular branch. Mandibular. Of V. V is basically the 5th cranial nerve, which is trigeminal. So, if we recap, the special sensation is by the chorda tympani, which is a branch of the facial nerve that goes through the stylomastoid foramen. The sensory is by the lingual nerve. They're both accompanied together, by the way, on their course. They meet together at the buccal region, and then they go together towards the oral region. And each one does its own thing. It's a branch of the mandibular nerve, which is also a branch of the trigeminal nerve. So it's the trigeminal, it divided to give the mandibular, and which divided to give the lingual. So it's like a succession kind of innervation. For the posterior, it's really easy because the special and the sensory are both innervated by the same nerve, which is glossopharyngeal. And if you already know, the glossopharyngeal is the 9th cranial nerve. So 9 is written as IX. So that basically talks about everything that you need to know for the sensory supply, special supply for the tongue. Now we shall talk about the vasculature. So it's supplied by the lingual artery, which is a branch of the external carotid. And sometimes this part of the tongue is supplied by the tonsillar branch. Of facial nerve. Of facial artery, my bad. And last but not least, what you might want to know, and which you need to know actually, is the muscles of the tongue. They're all supplied by the hypoglossal. And that's basically it. The hypoglossal is the nerve which supplies the muscles of the tongue. And everything else is as So thank you for watching, and I hope you find it helpful. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.